Okay, so after that massive shaft in the summon video, I did pity this Todoroki. Now, I wish, honestly, that I had him at like 110, 120, 130, because I feel like he'd be much better at those levels just because he would have more HP and have more survivability, and that would help him out immensely with the little bit of testing I've done. But today, we're going to be using this character in Ultra Arena. I'm going to showcase him on a couple of different teams for you guys so you guys can see how he does. This is just the initial showcase, so I might try to find some other teams later, some other teams that work, but I had like kind of some ideas in my head, like this might work with him. So I want to try those out and see how it goes. I think they'll go fairly well, but before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at what this character can do, because he is very unique and different from the other characters in the game. So first off, this is the team I'm going to be using first. I am using Jiro because she has that status element nullification on turn 1, one of the only characters that can do that. Very helpful. And then we have Todoroki on the team because he is reducing crit rate, or rather getting rid of crits altogether because of Tranquility and his passive. So turn 1, we can't be hit by status elements, we also can't be hit by crits. So that gives this team really good survivability turn 1, and we actually don't have to have more speed than the enemy team with a team like this. This is the first time I can actually genuinely say speed does not matter, and it's very nice and noticeable when you're using this team. And then we're using full 100% Deku as our third slot character. That character can be switched out with other characters for this particular team fairly easily. You could run, like, for example, I'll probably try running Fantasy Sue, but I would say characters with Pierce are going to be the characters that are advantageous on a Tranquility team because you're not able to hit crits, so you want to be able to do some form of damage, so Pierce is the best way to go. Now, in terms of this Todoroki, I do have his advanced leveling all the way done as far as you can get it for only having him at level 100 because I did not get multiple copies of him once again. He is at board 13, Peace Route and Basic Route completely finished. DX Route has not been touched. For his skills, his plus ultra move increases plus ultra move skill impact by 30% when character has Tranquility, and that stacks, so his plus ultra becomes stronger and stronger. It deals 600% damage to a single opponent with a medium chance of giving them frostbite for 3 turns and a low chance of freezing them for 2 turns, and gives character a barrier that nullifies 2 hits. That barrier that nullifies 2 hits is actually really big, especially with him being level 100 in my experience, because he is taking all of the hits unless you have a tank who draws aggro, so keep that in mind. His action skill 1, Flash Fire Fist Phosphor, gives all allies Tranquility for 3 turns. When used in a successfully executed skill chain, cancels 2 of the character's temporary status elements and increases character's plus ultra gauge by 10%. Also increases character's power by 30% for 3 turns, a 4-turn cooldown. Pretty good stuff right there. His skill 2, Cold Flame's Pale Blade, deals 400% damage to a single opponent with a low chance of giving them frostbite for 2 turns when character is in a state of Tranquility, reduces damage to character by 20% for 2 turns when character is in a state of Tranquility, increases this skill's skill impact by 40%, and then when used in a successfully executed skill chain, decreases defense of a single opponent by 20% for 3 turns. So that skill's actually pretty dang decent with everything that it does there. And then his auto skills. This is like his bread and butter, makes him really good. His skill 1 gives all allies Tranquility for 2 turns up to 1 time. That's really nice because that means we're not going to have to use his Tranquility action skill until turn 2. This buff cannot be cancelled or blocked either. After 2 turns pass while character is in a state of Tranquility, increases character's skill impact by 30% up to 2 times and max HP by 25% up to 2 times, and gives character freeze counter for 3 turns, where freeze counter has a low chance of inflicting freeze on the opponent when they attack. So that can freeze them for 2 turns. Once again, you can break the ice though and they won't be frozen anymore. And gives character a barrier that nullifies 2 hits up to 3 times and gives all allies Tranquility for 2 turns when character knocks out an opponent. That barrier is actually super nice as well. Gives him a lot of tank ability. And then his auto skill 2, Output Beyond My Limit, when character is in a state of Tranquility, gives character Piercing Shot and increases character's speed by 50%. That is massive. A 50% speed increase allows this guy to be slotted onto so many different teams. And then him having Piercing Shot whenever he has Tranquility means he's going to be doing decent damage. Gives character a barrier that nullifies 2 hits up to 1 time at the start of battle. Gives character Resilience when character's HP is below 50%. And when character is in a state of Tranquility, increases burning, freezing, and frostbite resistances of all allies. A lot of really good stuff for this particular character. So with all of that said, we're going to take on, sure, why not, this team right here, 503,000 battle power. I think we will do fine against them because Aizawa does get piercing shot, but he also increases crit rate. So Aizawa would be probably the scariest one here, being that he does get piercing shot, but I think we'll be okay with this team right here. We have 474,000 battle power, so we're a little bit lower than them, but still pretty decent battle power with this particular team. It does feel a little bit weird, not gonna lie, to be running a mono green team on the main slot, essentially is what this is, because we've never really had a lot of opportunities to run mono teams in this game, so I find that very interesting. We're going to go ahead and do the AoE. Like I said, we don't want to do this right away because otherwise it'll mess up when you want to have Tranquility on other characters later on. It messes it up, so you want to go ahead and do it here. And then we're going to do this. And we are actually first because we're faster, even though I don't have speed memories on this team. Crazy. Alright, so remember, both Todoroki and Deku have piercing shot. That piercing shot's just going to help us do a lot of damage, even though we're not hitting crits. Keep in mind, they're not hitting crits either, though. Once again, another character you could switch out if you don't want to run Deku. You could run Sue, because, like, as you can see, Todoroki's being targeted anyways. Deku's not even being targeted, even if I wanted Deku to be targeted. Did not get the confuse. We did put the Tranquility on everybody, though. We got defense down on Aizawa by quite a bit. Get to dodge that because I'm running a memory on my characters as well. That's Dulce Summertime. Going to nullify status elements and give evasion. And we got all of these plus ultras coming up. Keep in mind, Todoroki does have a last stand if we need it. Hopefully we kill Aizawa before he removes us, but we'll see. 10,000. Deku should do decent damage. Okay, Deku killed. Perfect. So we don't have to worry about him. That doesn't matter. And we get to do this. This gives us a barrier, so we'll be able to avoid all for one here. He may steal our buffs, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Does he steal our Tranquility, actually? I don't think he did. We still have Tranquility, so he actually didn't... can he steal Tranquility buffs? I don't think he can. I feel like he can't because it's like a permanent buff, but not a permanent... I don't know. Technically, it becomes unpermanent after the first 2 turns, right? So it's something that we give ourselves. We got one more turn of it. Okay, weird. Anyways, let's go ahead and we're going to try to go after all for one now. Good damage. Great damage. And if you make it to turn 5 and Todoroki happens to die, it's like, who cares? Because you have Deku at turn 5 now and he's just going to wipe the floor with whoever's left, right? So this is the problem with Todoroki right here, is the damage, though. When the damage starts coming in, I've noticed that he has trouble surviving at this point, so keep that in mind. If he's 130, I'm sure it'd be a lot better, or if you have a better healer, or if you have a tank. So I am going to run a tank team besides this, but yeah, if you don't have a tank, it makes it a little bit harder to run him. That confuse was big. Alright, and all for one is getting low. Yo, Green or Araka finished him off. That's not okay. That's alright. We made it to the turn that we needed to make it to. The penultimate turn where Deku just pops off now and kills everybody. So we're fine. Alright, so all for one dies here. We get our crits back, by the way, here in a minute. Alright, and now as soon as Tranquility goes away, I think it should go away after this turn, we will be able to hit crits again. Doesn't matter though because we have piercing shot. So it's not going to look like Todoroki did the most damage here, honestly. But the utility he offers in stopping them from landing crits is big because it allows you to take on teams that normally have higher battle power than you. I did, even though this team didn't have the best characters, I did, before doing this video, take on a team with some of the best characters. It was Celebration Bakugo, Celebration Uraraka, and Celebration Yayorozu all in the main slots, and the match went almost identical to this one, where I was able to survive the first few turns, actually kill one of the Celebration characters, and then Todoroki died, and then Deku was just able to finish everybody off. So whether you're taking on like subpar characters like this or Celebration characters, it works about the same with the Todoroki. Once again, he would just survive a little bit better if you had a tank or a better healer for him. But yeah, there's the damage. You can see he doesn't do a lot of damage, but the utility he offers in keeping your characters alive for those first few turns while that character pops off is actually pretty significant. So with that said, we need to find a team that is going to be of relative difficulty here with relatively hard characters. 470, you know what? This is fine for the first match. Okay, so the next team we're going to be using, I'll come back to this team here in a minute. We'll switch out Deku for Sue and see how that goes. Next team we're going to be using is this team right here with the new All Might. Now, granted, I'm working on this climax battle and actually grinding it out more this time, and I'll be able to get this All Might DX'd a little bit. I'm working on getting his first DX piece. I slacked so much the first time All Might's climax battle was around and just did not care about it. I just wasn't in the mood. I don't know why. But this time around, I'm going to try to get his stuff and do a better team with him eventually. But right now, he's not the best tank just because he's so low level, but he could be better, right? So just keep that in mind. But running All Might and Todoroki together is really, really good because they both thrive off of Tranquility, All Might especially, and then he is the tank that we lacked on the previous team, so I feel like it'll work out better. We're running speed memories on this team. Hopefully this will go okay. I actually have not tested this team at all, but in theory it should work. And as for the Deku healer, I feel like he could be switched out with other healers, but we do have a better healer this time around, so maybe this will work out a little bit better for us. We'll have to see. Okay, so first off, I'm going to kill Bakugo because he can do the most damage. Even without crits, Bakugo can still do damage. Please keep this in mind. All right, we're going to go ahead and do the AoE. We're going to do, what do we want to do? Cancels 3 status elements, increases power, increase character symbol count increases by 1 when it's below 8. I don't know if we care about that. We want the ability to cover draw aggro, so we're going to go for that. And then we'll go for this. And notice we are going first because of how fast Todoroki is, which is just insane. AoE, draw aggro, and there we go, pretty decent damage. So they are going to have AoE attacks with the exception of the red Deku, but that's fine. Like, we're honestly chilling on health, and Bakugo's already half dead, so like, look at our health. That stopping of the crits like is pretty good if you're running characters that have Pierce like Todoroki. All right, heal. Oh, I can't believe I missed that tap. That's disgusting that I missed that. I don't know how I missed it. I was tapping the screen. I swear, sometimes things just don't go through the way you want them to. Alright, well that's okay. We have all of our plus ultras coming up now, and with a pretty decent healer, hopefully All Might should be okay. I guess we'll see, you know. This only draws aggro for 2 turns, so they might target Todoroki right here. We'll actually see, but Todoroki's going first because he is faster, so he'll have barriers for 2 of these attacks. And we got the plus ultra. 57,000, that's great. Come on, kill. Let's go. And now we get to tank the other 2 plus ultras. That worked out beautifully. That worked out really, really nicely. 36,000 damage, nice. All right, so this won't do anything to us. That's a barrier. Another barrier, right? So we're good. So I guess as long as you kill 1 person with Todoroki's plus ultra, right? The rest is pretty easy. All right, we will go ahead and kill this Todoroki. And there we go. And as long as they're not landing crits, honestly, we are chilling. Okay, everything looks pretty good. We'll go ahead and do all of our... We don't even have to do plus ultras here. We got plus ultras back so fast. Yeah, well, actually, we still have Tranquility on everybody too. How long is that Tranquility going to last? I think we have at least another turn or 2 of Tranquility. Yeah, we do have another turn on everybody. So yeah, let's go ahead and use plus ultras here. Yeah, we're fine. This is a level 85 All Might, by the way. He's absolute beast when it comes to tanking. Alright, the evasion's a bit annoying, but that's okay. We'll kill them nonetheless. I guess let's just get rid of him. And Tranquility for everybody, so now we don't take crits. Oh, is All Might gonna die, actually? Yo, okay. So that's the downside to having lower level All Might. We're fine, though, honestly. Alright, we are going to go like this. Oof, that piercing shot coming through. Nuts. 26,000 damage because he can't land crits either. He's going nuts. Alright, now he's starting to take some of the damage, so let's try to kill somebody. I think he kills somebody right here, honestly. We'll see. How much does he do? 99,000. Okay, yeah. He definitely starts to do some more damage, so that's great. It's very good to see. All right, we'll get our tranquility up again. And we had the barrier still from the plus ultra, so like we were fine. And we'll just pop all of these. Oh yeah, he's so dead. Easy peasy. That damage though, there we go. We got to see him pop off a little bit more with damage. He was our main damage dealer right there. So he can be a damage dealer for sure. He can be support and utility like you saw in the first match. He can be a damage dealer like you saw in this match. You just need a decent tank is the thing to make him work. And for once, like it feels like tanks are actually kind of coming back in to the meta maybe a little bit, because previously we couldn't run them as much, but with this particular All Might, I feel like a tank works fairly well. 448,000 damage on that Todoroki, that's pretty decent, I do think. Alright, we need to find one more team here to take on, and we'll try the Sue team that I was talking about. Because we honestly, I feel like we don't get enough opportunities to run Fantasy Sue lately, and she was so good for a long time. A lot of people really liked Fantasy Sue. I myself am one of those people. We might lose this match. This is a good team to take on though. So we're going to switch out Pho 100% for the Fantasy Sue, who I do have at level 130. I don't know how this goes, but we'll try it. I could honestly, if I wanted to on this type of team, run speed memories and get the speed advantage, but I just don't care enough to go for the speed advantage. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. We'll see. There are 2 red characters against an all green character, so we're severely disadvantaged. Keep that in mind here. All right, we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to do this, and we're going to do this. Yeah, we are slower, but once again, we shouldn't be hit by status elements, and nobody should die because nobody's going to be able to land crits is the idea. Also, Uraraka can't stun because she can't hit crits, so it's even better. It's amazing. All right, so no worries there. The evasion is a little bit annoying, right? Nothing we can do about that, though. Alright, and we'll get our tranquility back up here. Okay, we're looking okay. And they have started to target Jiro, so that's good. I do sometimes forget that Jiro has the ability to hide other allies and stuff like that. Like, I should use that more often to protect Todoroki when he needs it, because she's fairly tanky. I should really do that more. Okay, with that said, plus ultras, here we go. They are going first, unfortunately. But we're fine. We had the evasion. We had the... Okay, we had the barriers. We had everything we needed. We're good. Good damage, so now he's going to hide, and we can hit someone else with this. Not as much damage as I would have liked to see right there, unfortunately. Alright, so he's going to draw aggro again. Why is our skill cooldown messed up, though? That's what I'm confused about. I've seen this a few times now, where like our skill cooldown gets messed up, and it shouldn't be, because we hit all our action skills, and we have the Lively Festival of Memory. What am I missing here, guys? Somebody let me know down in the comments. I missed something here. I don't know what it is, but our cooldowns are all messed with. I think theirs are too, so I don't know. Alright, Sue should be able to do something here. Okay, we're gonna get tranquility back right now because we need it. Big confused. How is he not dead? Yo, actually, okay, well. Alright, he killed himself, so I'll take that, I guess. Does Aizawa heal? He shouldn't really be healing because Uraraka's not hitting crits, right? So if Uraraka's not hitting crits, she's not healing. Which is hilarious. Alright, can we finish out the match, though? Remember, this team was quite a bit higher battle power, a bunch of UR plus characters. If we can win the match, I think this is a match normally we'd have difficulty winning. I feel like I can still attribute that to the fact that Todoroki was on the team. Yo, how is he not dead? Actually, okay. AoE. And AoE. We can't kill him. It's so annoying. And now he's showing aggro. I don't know why we couldn't mess out a last stand memory or something. Okay, well, now he's got our aggro, which is so freaking annoying and nothing we can really do about it. So I guess we just plus Ultra and try to get the evasion here with Deku if we can. Confusion's nice. Is he gonna hit? Okay, that's fine. Then we got the evade. So in almost all of these matches, Todoroki's died. That's the funny part. So like I said at the very beginning of the video, just to prove my point, it's more ideal to get him to like 110, 120, 130 if you can, because that's going to help you out a lot. But I still attribute winning these matches to him because it just like makes the first 3 turns of the battle, which can be literally the deciding factor in a battle and have been for a very long time in this game, much easier to get through, especially if you don't have like super strong characters that have crit and stuff like that. It's just really nice. And dead. Okay, so we beat pretty much all UR plus team. We'll take a look at the damage for this one. I don't think Todoroki's going to have done the most, to be honest, but hopefully it'll be okay. I don't know what was up with the cooldowns. I will say that was a bit weird. I'm just really not sure what happened there, but yeah, 798,000 Su popped off. They focused Todoroki, unfortunately, only 16,000 damage, but the tranquility keeps them from hitting crits. So the one bad thing about Su is she's so squishy. So like good enough AoE characters can kill Su fairly quickly and easily. Keep that in mind. Now with a tranquility character in Su, like it's so hard for people to kill this Pierce character who just does insane amounts of damage. So keeping characters alive like Su, keeping characters alive like Deku, who are just allowed to pop off, is so annoying for people because they want to kill these characters quickly, but they can't. And then if these characters are allowed to stay alive for too long, they just become nuisances and you can't do anything about it. And then they just lose the match because Deku and Su pop off. So hopefully that gives you guys some ideas of how to use this Todoroki. I'm going to try to come up with more teams. Like I said, I'm going to do another showcase video, but if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider going down there, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. And thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel. Peace.